Hi, I'm Justin Elliott, Director of APTA State Government Affairs. We're coming to you from the 2014 APTA State Policy and Payment Forum in Seattle, Washington. Joining me this afternoon are Paul Rocker, President of the American Physical Therapy Association, and Elaine Armentrout, President of the Physical Therapy Association of Washington. Paul, before you became President of APTA, you were involved with state legislative issues in Pennsylvania, working both on direct access and a number of other issues. How was your involvement with state legislative issues? How did it help you prepare not only for your work as APTA President, but what were some of the other skills that you picked up at your working at the state legislature?
Well, I think there are a number of things that came across in my state advocacy work that were beneficial. One of them being understanding the political process and the different steps you had to go ahead and lead a group. And that second part was just that, leading a team and getting them all organized in one direct fashion, sending the same message, leading the team to meet that end goal that we all had in mind, whether it be direct access or the other issues that we dealt with at the time, such as mobilization, manipulation, and so forth. So it was those two main things that came through that I thought were a big help to me to prepare me for the next step.
And now, in terms of some of the issues that our state chapters are working on, whether it's direct access, fair PT copay, scope of practice issues, how does this work at the state level help APTA fulfill the vision of transforming society?
Well, I think one of the key factors in all those, when you look at those initiatives, those that you mentioned, direct access, copay, and so forth, they're all going to impact access. So if we're going to transform society, people are going to need to get to us. We need to encourage care. We respect the fact that there needs to be some monitoring of that care and payment and so forth, but it shouldn't discourage care at the same time. We need to encourage them to get in before a problem becomes significant enough that it's a long-term problem versus a short-term problem. So they all impact access, and I think that'll be key to transforming society.
Very good, very good. Now, Elaine, here in Washington, you've had a lot of issues over the years. You've revised the Washington State Physical Therapy Practice Act. You've had PTA licensure, and just this year saw the culmination of a 15-year legislative battle over the issue of spinal manipulation. Tell us a little bit about that battle.
Well, Justin, you're right. It was a huge battle. Came out scarred, but in the end we prevailed. We finally had success this year with removing that prohibition on spinal manipulation. Next month we're going to our licensing board to help them promulgate rules around what the endorsement will look like, because it's a special endorsement to do spinal manipulation on top of your physical therapy license. So that's coming up, and looking forward to getting that process done, stamped, and approved, and we can start doing spinal manipulation in our state next summer.
Very good. But that's not the only issue you've been dealing with here in Washington. You've had a rather full plate with a couple other issues. Tell us what are the other initiatives and issues that Washington chapter has been working on?
Well, interestingly enough, we are working in conjunction with other stakeholders like the chiropractors and the OTs with copay legislation that will reintroduce next session. Unfortunately, however, we're also on our plate, we're dealing with a lawsuit in King County here in Seattle. Some of my members are being sued for taking a dry needling class last year.
It's very, very unfortunate. So never a dull moment at the state level. Paul, as we kick off the 2014 APTA State Policy and Payment Forum, what one message would you say to members as to why it's important to be involved with APTA at the state level in their state legislatures?
I would go with strength in numbers. We need voices. We need voices in those state houses across the country to go and get our message across so we can show that we have strong support for things that we do. And if you don't step up, your voice isn't heard, and that's one less from a strong force that we have going to the state capitals.
All right. Well, Elaine, Paul, thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. Stay tuned for additional updates and dispatches here from the 2014 APTA State Policy and Payment Forum.